Hello everyone, this is BigAlski,
And JTB.
and this is Chapter 12, Part 1 of Ballbay's Master Ninja, Ninja Gaiden Black Karma Run. Here, what is this, the Peristyle Passage, and it's just really about keeping the guys together, right?
This is the staircase.
Or the staircase.
Yeah.
What did I say, Peristyle Passage?
Yeah.
Man, that's pretty old.
Now, funnily enough, though, I was actually I was watching this video earlier when I was getting ready for it, and I was thinking, oh yeah, Peristyle Passage. Wait, no. Like, I think it's because it's the same enemies. Like you fight the same enemies, so it's the same.
Right. Well, it has been a while since.
Yeah.
I have played the game, but it doesn't even say Peristyle Passage, and there's a big staircase next to it, so it's an age thing, I think.
Or like just how much you've played NG thing, because I did the same. So, but,
yeah, I'm experienced.
Yeah, but I mean, there's not much to this. There's not much to this challenge really. One thing to make sure to mention, even though I think we've covered it before, but it's one of the few fights in the game that has the dynamic spawns. There's 3 areas. Where he comes out at the start is the first one. In the middle of the staircase is the second one, and where he is now is the third one. You'll kill like a set amount of enemies and then they'll swap spawns. And all you really need to do is make sure you roll jump over to that new spawn area. Otherwise, you'll have to wait for them to get to you and just start your UT chain going. But yeah, it is pretty much just chain UFUTs for the whole thing.
So that's better than trying to do Dabi UTs, right?
Oh yeah, it's much better. I mean, even like you'll have the level 1 Debilero at this point on a common run. So I mean, that won't kill the regular imp fiends anyway. Sorry, not the regular ones. The crab imps. It will kill the pink ones. It won't kill the crab fiends. But yeah, you want to use the UF. So, and it's got a much bigger area effect as well.
Well, this strategy coming up was developed by P. Saren a long time ago.
Yeah, this is one of his, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I've met that guy. That's so awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, he was one of my really early kind of idols for the game. Like seeing his gameplay videos just made me want to get better. I was like, man, I want to be as good as that guy.
Well, that's good. I mean, like I said, we were lucky that we got to meet him and Weeble 760 a few months ago. So it's always cool when you get out and meet some of the guys you've always seen videos from.
Yeah, it's awesome. But I'm glad Balbade seems to trim this down pretty quick because that is the exact same thing for the whole fight. There's not really much to say about it.
Forward Y to hit them, UT them. They're going to go the other way.
Yep.
Forward Y, then counterattack.
Yep. And
that's a lot faster than doing it from the platforms. But for people who don't know, you can do it from the platforms right there through the whole thing.
Yeah, you can just farm Debilero UTs. I mean, ideally you'd want the level 3 Debilero, but it's funny, the time limit for that challenge is so long that I can't remember exactly, but I remember I did it with Flails and Potency just to test. And I think it's only about maybe 5,000 or 7,000 less points. Because the time limit is so long, and because you're getting a lot of combo points because you're doing the forward YYY. Yeah, so it's the difference of 5,000 to 7,000 if you don't want to use the low health UF. But really,
plus your hands aren't going to fall apart doing the Well, Weeble said he did that one time all with the Ripping Thunder. He thought he had to have surgery or something on his hands. Yeah. His hands were hurting so bad after doing it.
You get real tired of seeing that every now and then. I just thought with this, he's cut this pretty low as well. This was originally shown by Kiori. This sweet spot here, what he's doing now, I found this on my run where you can actually knock him down 4 times in a row. And that kind of works the same way how the Debilero Ryu in Chapter 10, where you're not getting that extra bit of damage with knocking him into the wall, which gets you an extra 4 UTs, I think, on him. So every little helps.
Now there's don't some people stay up top here and not go all the way down?
This is the first time I've seen this on... I can't remember if you get fish here on very hard. I think you do. But yeah, I haven't seen this before. I would assume this does get him more points. I'd have to go back.
Him getting bit right there might have cost him a UT.
I think it might have done, but I think from that time it looks like he was probably using the Luna so that he could make use of the entire animation, so it'd kill them all. I can't remember how many UTs Kiori gets in that. I know he gets a lot, but maybe it probably breaks even. I imagine a perfect run of charging non-stop Debilero UTs probably gets you as much. But I'd imagine doing it with the Warhammer's more consistent. You don't need as much luck. You don't need things to go your way as much.
Right.
But yeah.
Here's another kind of boring spawn fight. That's the whole thing with some of these time limits. It's just amazing how much time that they give for this.
I mean, you can get 50 UTs here, like very, very easily. It's just it's one thing that bugs me on the ogres, like just how random their health is. Like I think I said it in chapter 10. Like I've had ogres survive like 9 to 10 UTs before, whereas on other runs I've killed them in 6. Like it's so random. I think you have 5 ogres here and then 4 imps. If you could get 2 UTs on every imp, and then like get a minimum of say 7 UTs on the 7 or 8 UTs rather on the 5 ogres, like you'd be pushing 50 UTs pretty easily.
I'm sure he tested it out going back to that fish.
I'm sure he did.
He tested that out. Yeah.
I think he gets 48 UTs here. I think he comes in on this on 796, so like 17046 would have been 50 UTs, and he's 2 shy there, so that's pretty good. It's it's better. It's a lot better than pretty good. You know what I mean? It's very good.
For ball bait, it might be a little. He's slacking a little. He didn't get the full 50. What's up with that?
Yeah, what's he doing? But yeah, it can wear you down. I mean, I know. Like when I remember. It's funny though, because like when I first saw that stuff, like when Curie first put out his videos and he was showing all these sweet spots, it was kind of different then. It was like, holy shit, that's amazing. Like that's so clever. And then you'd go and do it, and you'd have like one go at it. And it's only like as the runs got more and more insane that you'd go back and realize, oh wait, actually, if I do this, I can actually manipulate every single enemy and get even more UTs. Like, I remember like the first time I did like these kind of farming sessions, I just do non-stop UTs. I wouldn't even pay attention to like how many I got, like how many enemies I'd killed, how much time I had left. Like whether I was going to hit more.
Notice real quick how he adjusted the camera to look back at the enemy, before he released the UT, so it would connect with the guy. Again, that having that state of mind on the last enemy of the previous fight, really, you got to have that presence of mind too.
Yeah. He made really good use of the Warhammer in that previous fight too. Mention that, like he made really good use of that.
So sorry for interrupting there. That's cool. The great thing about live commentary, guys. We just kind of say what we got to say, and it's not scripted. So, I think we've done a pretty good job so far. By the way, it's been a lot of fun.
I always do that. I always did that after a fight. Took me ages. The thing where you kind of make Ryu dance with the blocking. I wonder if that fight took him a long time. Like that was always.
Well, I wonder why he didn't drag that essence. I mean, just to test it out instead of going and saving.
I mean, you could definitely drag it. That fight, the previous one, it is pretty tricky to get 6 UTs out of it. And I think, you've got over a minute in this fight, and I think you can make the most of it without needing to chain. Like, you chain an ET. You'd save yourself what, maybe 1 or 2 seconds. It might. Well,
like we've been saying all along, that's points for the next guy.
Yeah, if you want to do that, it's that's always kind of the trade-off with like being able to save after every single fight on Master Ninja. But there are certain fights that if you want to chain essence to them, you do need to do gauntlets. Like you can't save after every fight if you want to do that.
Right. Well, that goes back to your latest run, your no reset run.
Oh yes, that was a fun run to do, but it was also, I think I'd kind of lost sight of, over the years of doing so many Karma runs, like, I think I'd kind of lost sight a little bit, like just how much, kind of, I don't want to say luck because that always sounds like you're discrediting the player, but just how much of it is down to the enemies doing, what your strategy needs them to do. I'd say a better way of putting it, because it's not strictly luck. Any old, someone can't just pick up a controller and be like, oh yeah, just wait for this and then do this and then you'll get the most amount of points. You still need to be able to do that. It's just, it is pretty insane, like on the higher difficulty you go, the more, the more that does need to happen.
Well, I remember I used to get into some discussions in quotes with some of the guys, and they would say that it was over at GameFAQs.
Oh yeah,
it was all luck, or that's all it was, and till one of the guys actually, did it himself, and then he says, "Man, that was the hardest thing I've ever done."
I remember at the time, I think he was the only person that ever did. And he kind of owned up to it, which was pretty cool. That doesn't usually happen a lot, but yeah, he did own up to it and was like, yeah, there's there is a lot more to karma running than just UTs, and that always kind of made me laugh when people said that, because it was like, yeah, you think, like, otherwise everybody would have amazing scores, like everybody would have 25 million.
All those intangibles that we talked about controlling the camera and where to turn and looking at the enemy and when to, you know, smoke bomb jump roll versus smoke bomb roll, you know, all that stuff adds up. But I think this is going to be it for
this is it for
part A. Yeah. So we will see you in part B. Okay, guys.